I'm such a careless person. I film all the things that I've been talking about this, and I deleted it because I thought it's the other mistaken video. Now I have to sum it up and film it again because my phone was running out of storage. So I'll quickly flip through the pages and talk, share how this book is going to help you. First of all, this is the content. It has got 19 chapters, all, like how to talk about personality types, and then how to insult your enemies, very interesting. How to talk about practitioners, different topics, and in those chapter you will have sessions. In these sessions you will get in session you will get 10 to 15 words. It depends on how many root words that chapter introduce you to. So first of all, they have this test, very comprehensive test that you can do it on your own to know yourself, that where are you in this English learning journey, So you'll test it on your own, and then after that you have got first chapter, first sessions. They will introduce you the idea, very concept of the word first, and imprint that in your mind, imprint a rough idea of that word, and then introduce you to the word later, here, me first, in a very easy language, tell you the idea and the word at the end. This is how they're going to teach you, and then they will give you some 10 words, new words like that, and then they are going to tell you the root words, meanings of it, and then you have got mathematical columns, and then fill in the blanks, and then maybe you write the meanings, meanings of the root words that you have learned, revise it. So I didn't do it, I'm too lazy. And let's see more here. Yeah, there's lots of different words, slightly different, very confusing, and to make you being able to differentiate it from those words, like the exact meaning, the exact degree, the precise meaning of that. They have questions here, see the word bibliophile here. First, biblio means books, right? Phil means love. So bibliophile means someone who loves book. We all know that. Me, myself, I am a bibliophile. That means of course I love reading books, but more than the enjoyment that I get out of reading books, I love the idea of buying more books, collecting them, and, making a library out of them, That is what a bibliophile is. They may or may not enjoy reading. Let's see the difference here. Is a bibliophile's chief aim the enjoyment of literature? No, right? They just love book. Like many of my friends, they are bibliophile, right? See, this is the benefits of knowing the root words. Even if you haven't come across the meaning of a word anywhere in this book, in this 500 plus pages book, you might also probably make the closest, nearest guess of the meaning. And how you do that, let me explain here. Tele means distance, right? If you know the meaning of this word, root word tele, then you might also know, telepathy, then telescope, telegraph, telephone, it all relates to this distance. Telephone, right? Telegraph, telescope. Not just the root words, they also tell you the meanings of very common suffix and prefix. For example, try, digo, volo, ori, let's see here. And, before reading this book, I was very confusing. There's two words, benevolent and malevolent, right? They are very similar But after reading this book, I'm now able to differentiate those two words. If there is a perfect smell, then it relates to something evil, bad. When I say I read all of this, such a big book, it doesn't seem very fun and exciting, but I didn't do this all at once. Like, I read like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sessions, it depends on how lazy I am not that day, it depends. So I read some sessions each day and I completed this in like 1 month. But even if you do it on a faster pace, then you might also probably pick up the meanings, because that is how this book is going to teach you, and it won't even make you forget. So if you're cramming for an exam and if you need to learn lots of words in a very short time, this is the book. I mean, if you have the time to just like quickly go through it, and you won't even need to revise it. Like, revision is good, it will be stuck in your mind for a long time, but for exam, like MCQ exams, you will be just able to differentiate out. So this is what I was talking about. Let's see this here. Gynae means woman, right? So you might probably make a guess, like from this word it comes the word gynecologist. We all know who a gynecologist is, but to be really honest, I didn't know that there is a different term for practitioners, doctors who give childbirth and those stuffs, right? So obstetrician is a word for it. Like, I thought gynecologist does all the pregnancy and then deals with all that relates to pregnancy and childbirth and after birth. I thought, but that's not. We kind of grouped gynecologist and obstetrician into one because we didn't know it. So you're going to learn new words, new terms, broaden your perspective, your ideas, your knowledge about so many things in these books, because these books have different chapters that talks about different topics, like this, Geras, Geron, Senex, they are all related to all, but slightly different, all age, all men, old, there is a studies of the age of the trees called like gerontology, you probably know that, and geriatricians, that deals with all people, their financial status, social status, they're happy or not, whatever, not related to like physicians who deals with all health of the old people, but no, slightly different. And essent means growing, becoming, so from that word derived senescent, adolescent, adult, becoming adult, adolescent, right? And then you have also come across the word Senate, American Congress, in their parliament, there's a term Senate, right? Originally council of older and presumably wiser citizens, right? And one more thing about this book is for pronunciations, for correct pronunciations of the words, they have practice sessions here, and so that's how you're going to learn it. And after sessions, group together, like after 4 sessions, and then after 8 sessions, after 2 or 3 chapters grouped together, you get more tests again. So that's very useful. More practice, more revision, you'll remember more, right? Like match the followings, like this, like this, and lots of tests that you can do on your own. So overall, this is a very comprehensive book. I cannot recommend you enough or talk enough on this book. I can go on and on about all the interesting words that I've learned from here. So all you can do is you go and check it out for yourself. If you want the PDF, you can also ask me. I also have the PDF of this. So if you want to learn the language, which is English particularly, and if you happen to read this book, you all know it, but if you haven't, then this is a book you might also heard the name before. This is a very famous book. So if you want to improve or enhance your vocabulary, your language overall, all you have to do is read more, but not just mug it up. Like, if you read a book like this of words, vocabulary, dictionary from dictionary or whatever, if you have learned the words first, if you have learned the meanings of the words first, and then maybe encounter them in books that you read later, like in novels or any other books, then you will become very receptive to those new words that you've learned. And if you haven't come across that before, then you might not also notice the words. But if you have come across that words before, then you will become more receptive to the new words, and you'll incorporate that more after learning the meanings of it. So I can talk more and harp on the benefits of this book, but it's going to take a long time, and I'm like wasting your time now. So I've verbalized all the benefits that you might probably get out of this book. So that's it. And yes, the price, this is very cheap. Like comparatively, it's very cheap for this 500 plus pages of this book and such an information. I bought it for less than 300, which is very cheap comparatively, and I think it's now even cheaper. The price is reduced in Amazon, so go check it out for yourself.